Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and welcome back to my channel. We are starting the university portion of this project, starting with Sim State University. Now, at this exact moment, this is a Sim State University that is actually attached to Belladonna Cove. I have all three universities attached to Belladonna Cove, and the reason I did that is I want to show you something. But first, I want to say that each university was actually meant to go with one of the base game neighborhoods because at that point, that's all we had. So La Fiesta obviously goes with Strangetown. Academy La Tour is meant to fit onto Veronaville, and Sim State University is a representation of Pleasant View. So I will be attaching each one to their respective neighborhoods. But I wanted to show you this. If you attach all three universities to one neighborhood, one base neighborhood, all of the kids wind up and can be placed in any university regardless. And I'm not certain, but I believe they can actually transfer and start going to, say, Academy La Tour if they started out at Sim State. I don't know this for a fact, but it definitely bears experimentation. Now, before I start the redesign, my first redesign for this project, I do want to say that there are logistics issues that don't exist in any other neighborhood because of the economy. And so I have worked them out. I think we're going to find something that's going to work for us. So let's get on with it. So here we are at the Pleasant View Sim State University, and I'm going to start with the Urele Oresha Cham house. And first thing, I want to see how much money, what their net worth is. It's $28,758, so I should write that down. So the reason I did that is because when I evict them, they won't actually have that in their bank account. So they'll only have a couple thousand, if I recall. Now, I want to point out that their house is actually a base game house that shipped with the game. Where is it? Right here, Federal Fortress. They made some minor adjustments, but for the most part, it is the same. And so now let's go ahead and evict them. Now, when you evict somebody from a Greek house, it actually removes their Greek status, so they will actually have to apply for a charter again. But here they are, the frat brothers, and yeah, they only come up with 2,100 simoleons, so I will cheat their sum total back in. Okay, so they have their sum total back. And now that I have only Sim State University attached to Pleasant View, only Freshman, Phoenix, and Swain are in the bin as opposed to the 9 households that were in the bin in Belladonna Cove. Now, one thing about university is when you evict them, the home remains completely intact as you left it. That also happens with businesses for Open for Business, as well as vacation homes with Bon Voyage. Like I said, everything is intact, and I could go ahead and just delete everything, but that's not what I really want to do. Plus, I don't like the fact that this is on a 4x4 lot because, let's face it, they're frat boys. All they're going to use their lawn for is kicky bag and passing out drunk. So I don't really like the size of this lot. So because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and bulldoze that. Yes, I do. And I created a shell of the exact same house on a 2x3 lot. And that's what we are going to be using. It was actually easier for me to create the shell than to deconstruct it as it was. Plus, I get it on the smaller lot. So now that we're here on the lot, this one is currently at $51.91 for rent, and that of course is a pretty freaking stripped lot. I'll show you. And like I said, it's on a 2x3 lot. I left justified it so they do have a side yard, but we don't have this ridiculous amount of yard because it was completely unsculptured. Drives me nuts. I'd rather see no yard than a large empty one. The only thing I didn't do with this shell is I didn't give it these dormers back here because I knew I was going to get rid of them anyway, so there was no sense in doing that. But tipping it up, page down, So this is the top floor and the bottom floor. I did dig out the basement. I'm not planning on using it. I'm also not planning on using a playable attic, but I am going to make a playable attic, and I think anyone that's been watching this for any period of time knows what I'm planning on doing with it. I'm going to go mansard roof simply because I feel like this is the best choice for this build. So the first thing you do is you frame out your mansard roof by putting the walls in all the way around, and then you're going to use your roofing tool with the shed hipped roof I should call it, and just work your way all the way around. Right like this. Until we have it finished. And of course after that you take your roof slope angle up to exactly 68 degrees and tap every one that you did. Oh, one of them is in there. There we go. And now just grab that ceiling tile, page up, and fill it in. We'll worry about what I'm actually going to put up there later. But there we go. And if I want to create a playable attic, I've got a lot of space to play, but I'm not planning on it because this is a freaking big house. So of course, the first thing we're going to want to do is place our staircase. Now this staircase is the same cost as 2 of these, and it just is a little bit more special. So we're just going to go ahead and use it simply because I really do like it. And so I'm going to have to tip up so I can find the exact perfect placement of it. Okay, and so I'm feeling like the best is actually as centered as I can be, right like that. And that gives me these right around there. Now I'm gonna grab this, leave it in the yard where it belongs so I can create my surround. I don't know if I want the surround, but I want it there so I can use it. One thing that was really odd about this was the floor to ceiling windows on the second floor. It's a design choice I cannot approve of, just saying, I can't approve of it. So right now we're going to create the sleeping quarters for this, and that's going to be, we're going to have 8 3x4 rooms. I mean, these guys, the only thing they're going to use their bedrooms for is actually sleeping, because we do not expect them to do anything like studying, do we? No, no, we do not. So 8 rooms right like this. Nobody bitches about who has the best room because you all have crappy rooms, not gonna lie. And so the next thing we want to do, of course, is create a bathroom situation. And I will do that with 4 2x1 baths. And I'm going to actually furnish those with the university shower as well as a toilet each. And that way nobody is getting trapped, or well, they might get trapped, but they probably shouldn't, just saying. Okay, so that is the upper floor. If I do indeed choose to do something on this, in this area, which I'm not going to because I probably am not going to have enough money for it, but if I do, I would do that with a spiral staircase, and I would kind of section this area off simply because it's odd, but that's how the roof looks best. But I would do a spiral staircase and get up there that way. But look, they have a long corridor which gives them plenty of space to kind of do whatever it is they do while they're milling around, where they're going to pretend to do their homework, since they're not going to be good students, let's be honest. So downstairs I did surround the grand staircase like I did in the Cap's home. But now I need to choose the floor plan. I'm leaning towards this as the primary living slash party, because let's be completely honest, party area, and over this as the kitchen and stuff their face area. Now the floor plan for this is going to be very simple. We're going to have a grand hall front entrance. Over here we're going to also bring this all the way back here. Section this off. We will have this is basically an exit hallway, and we're going to have 2 more little bathrooms here. That way it's taken care of. No bathroom accidents will be happening here, I hope. But there were bathroom accidents that happened at the wedding that I just posted, so there's that. And after that, I will have a pretty small kitchen here, because these are not guys that need a high-end kitchen. They don't want a high-end kitchen. Over here, we're going to have kind of a library. This will be a game room. This is kind of overall just dining hall, and this will be general social. This is the place that they keep respectable looking, so when their parents come, it all looks clean. So now that I've got all that done, let's put our textures on. Okay, after I put the grungy textures in on the bathroom, and I also added in doorways as well as archways on the main floor, this is pretty much done, but let's actually finish with the textures again. All right, we're gonna go with the natural pine floor for the majority of the house. I mean, they are frat boys, but you know, they're not necessarily made of money. So there's that. And one of their mothers, in her infinite wisdom, guided them towards brown carpet, knowing full well that her son was disgusting. And then she also guided them towards the off-white, because she knew it would be easier to clean. And the fact of the matter is, she also suggested high gloss paint because easier to clean. Because moms are smart this way, let's just be honest. So that's it. That's my pretty simple floor plan. Again, we've got a bank of shower stalls right here, and then we've got a couple right here, each with a toilet for streamlined cleaning. A little bathroom here. This will be generally the dining hall. The little area where they're probably going to try to engage in studying, and the game room, multimedia room, general party room, and the place where they make the place look respectable. Now, I do want to actually put in a fence around this. Like I said, I feel like they would use the side yard, but they don't need the whole thing. Like, that was just way too much lawn. So let's put that in. Now for their fences, I decided to go with this Running Rapids rock fence. I like to feel like, you know, the story behind this is that the boys went on a kayaking weekend one time, got drunk, and got the bright idea to build a wall. Now, University Economy is significantly different than any other neighborhood because everything places for 22% of its original sale price. Now, I don't know if certain things that, like computers, I know they place for 22%, but certain things might place for a little differently. But that's why this can be a little tricky and why I had to be very cautious. So I have about $28,000 to work with. I'm currently sitting at $11,703 for this big house. After fully furnishing the house, this is the result. I moved the Greek letters up here, pushed them together so they fit, gave them the different color. Then I put a castaway floor on this just to finish it off fairly inexpensively. I actually did a little bit of landscaping because other than one lonely tree, they had nothing. But of course we have to have the llama, but we have to say it correctly. Gerbits, gerbits, vogue gerbits. Okay, yeah. So there we go. And put in the front yard or out in the street a basketball hoop, a soccer net, so they can work out or do whatever they do, you know, pretend that they're weekend warriors. Yeah, okay, they got to get drunk in the yard, get accentuate that with some hot tubbing. This hot tubbing is from Life Stories. They've got 2 trees now. Yay, they're very lucky. So let's go inside. So hopefully parents don't go too far past the hallway, although it's actually not too bad. But yeah, we've got some leopard and cow print seating area here, lots of just stuff that you put on your wall. Over here we've got the dining hall with the kitchen, yeah, pretty good cooktop. And then through this hallway over here we've got our gaming room with pool and poker, And then we've got the video game room, a couple bookcases. And for our more serious frat boys, we've got a chess room. So let's go upstairs. At the top of the stairs, we've got a couple easels for them to work on. Not a lot of decoration because they don't have a decorative bone in their body. Over here, we've got place for them to work on their term papers. On this side, the noisier pursuit, the frat band is going to be making some music, or at least so-called music. We've got the bathroom stalls, which are in need of an intense deep clean with one sink for them to share. I mean, as long as they've got a bunch of toilets, sharing one sink's not a big deal. Over here, we've got a couple workout benches. See if any of them will be picking up some spare cash by mentoring others. And we have 8 small rooms, all of which are identically appointed with a single dresser, a light, and a bed. Let's put the guys in. Okay, and the rent for our frat boys is $24,999. Let's go ahead, and I'll be right there. Now, as they move in, this is not actually a Greek house. They have lost their charter, so I do have to get the charter again. So Ashley Pitts is probably the closest thing to the leader of the house because he's a year older than the rest of them. He's a terrible student, though, but we're going to call him the leader. As such, oh, they're no longer friends. That's fine. I'm going to have him apply for the charter. Hey, can I have a charter for a Greek house? Sure. All right. There we go. Good job, Ashley. Some pool. All right. Poker seemed to appeal more to them, so that's fine. Having a good old time, boys? All right. That's using some of the chairs from Apartment Life. Ooh! Come in. Okay, well, according to the cheerleader, they can't use the pool table anyway. That's fine. Ashley has class in an hour. That's fine. And now we got our boy band up here. And a streaker. We love that. There we go. Well, I think it's going to work out for them, and they got to go to class. So I will see you soon in the pixelated world. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And that's all I have to say. VK out.